Namaskar, greetings, and gratitude. I welcome you all to the Inspirational Star Talks episode number 40. And today, with me on the hot seat is Dr. Anuradha Balram. How are you, ma'am?
Very well, thank you. So nice of you to call me.
Thank you, ma'am. Pleasure is mine. Honored, ma'am. Ma'am is a chief coordinator, value education programs, Vivekanand Institute of Values, Ramakrishna Mission. So, ma'am, when you say that children need more than the bookish education to realize their potential, so if you could throw some light on this statement, ma'am.
Dr. Preeti, what happens normally is that we think all knowledge is outside and that the child has to read a lot of books and master a lot of external knowledge in order to really bring out their very best. Now, what Swami Vivekananda did was he made us understand that all knowledge is within us, but there are certain barriers which prevent us from actually understanding our full potential, who we are, what we can learn and do, how we can actually maximize our potential, all that is actually being suppressed because of certain barriers such as ignorance and fear. And so, what we need to do is to address those barriers. Unfortunately, in our school system, what we do is we seem to flood children with a lot of external information. And in today's world, this social media is also flooding them with information. But inside, there seems to be a bit of a vacuum. So, what we are trying to do is to encourage children to look inward and see who they are and how they can deal with all these challenges. So, there is a certain reversal in the way in which we look at knowledge. We are not saying that learning from books is not important. All we are saying is that learning from books and then spitting out some undigested information just for the sake of marks is not a very healthy thing. Learning some rote words and writing it and some keywords just for it, and then not even understanding it. You see, very often I go for interviews where I'm on the panel, and when I ask the participants questions, the interviewees questions, they haven't really understood what they're saying. They will say it in a very mechanical fashion. If you ask them anything further, they don't know. So that's not real knowledge, unfortunately. I'm not saying throughout it's like that, but I'm saying largely we find that people are exam oriented and not knowledge oriented.
Absolutely, ma'am. That is the same thing what the NEP is also doing, that they
Yes.
are also bringing a lot of changes in the education system, and they have already begun with it. Yes.
Dr. Preeti, I'm happy to tell you that we in the Ramakrishna Mission in the Vivekananda Institute of Values actually were part of the Shivir for the National Education Policy. And we actually were called by the Kasturi Rangan Committee and we gave our views and things like that. So we have been very closely aligned to NEP and we believe in NEP.
Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful. Beautiful, ma'am. Ma'am, coming further, do you feel the teenagers need to hone up their communication skills? Most of it you've already said, but
Now,
why and how can we do that, ma'am?
see what happens. Communication is not just about articulation, it's about building a certain connect. What's happening nowadays is, unfortunately, children are not feeling very connected with each other, either with some peers they are connected, but they seem to connect more with the virtual world. And connecting with adults, connecting with authority, connecting with peers, connecting with the world around them seems to be requiring a certain emphasis. So, communication is not about language. It is not about, of course, all that helps, all that, those are icings on the cake. What is important is a sense of empathy, a sense of connection, a sense of belonging. Now, when we communicate feeling that the other is mine, the entire tenor of our communication will be different, Dr. Preeti. Don't you agree? You see, when I think of you as someone separate to me, then probably I'm, trying to either impress you or trying to, it's a totally different ball game. But when I think that you are mine, We are all one. When I have that feeling, what happens? My communication would be something which you will totally relate to. And of course, there might be a long way for us to be able to have that feeling of connection with everyone. But ultimately, once we realize that even though we have an individual body, even though we have an individual mind and brains and everything, if we think that we are all one, we are all part of creation, then what happens is our communication, regardless of our language, regardless of the fact that we may be educated, not educated, whatever it is, our communication becomes much more and our sense of belonging is much greater. So I'm talking about that kind of communication our youth need. They need to understand that they are part of a whole, a very significant part of the whole, and they matter, their lives matter.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes. The sense of belongingness has to be there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, ma'am, please throw some light on Vivekanand Youth Connect.
So, what happens is that in our center, it's a beautiful center and worth visiting. It's in Sector 47 of Gurugram. Every Sunday from 3 to 4:30, we have a forum where young people come and we discuss some topic relevant to them. Now, if we can't come physically, there is a way of joining online as well. Now, what happens is that we will find experienced people talking to youth, answering their questions, giving them attention. Sometimes youth need that kind of attention, non judgmental attention. And that is what we try to give. Of course, we'll have a theme to start with because we need a certain amount of, structure and all that. But if a student or a young person were to ask anything, we usually listen to them and respond to them, giving them full right, knowing fully well that they are entitled to their views. So this Youth Connect, which happens on Sundays in the, if anyone wants to know about it, they can actually reach us at viva.rkmm.org, viva.rkmm.org. If they reach out to us, that's one way. Otherwise, I can, once this is on you on YouTube, I will give the other details there for people to reach out to us. Would that help, Dr. Preeti?
Definitely, ma'am. In the description also, I can write this, what you mentioned just now, .org, this address, and people can reach out to you.
That's right. That's right.
That will
Apart from
be
that, Dr. Preeti, we have just in continuation, because we're talking about youth, we have a certain beautiful program which we have introduced now in TTU, Delhi Technological Universities, right here, where it's called Vivek Mark, and it's a credit course. It's a two-credit course where students are exposed to a structured way of thinking about what life is all about and how they can respond to it. So it's called Vivek Mark, how to use your Viveka. So it's a very beautiful program, and we're going to spread it all over the nation as well.
beautiful, beautiful initiative, ma'am. Congratulations on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, ma'am, you are associated with Vivekanand Institute of Values. Please share some ideas of Swami Vivekanand also on education.
On education. So, like I said already, education is more about how we can respond to life. And for that, the first thing that we need to probably allow a child to do is to build their Atma Shraddha or their self belief. Suppose, as a teacher, instead of telling the child everything and making the child dependent on me, if I were to encourage the child to think for themselves, offer guidance, no doubt, but allow them to think for themselves, own up their ideas, make responsible choices. Yes, make mistakes, it doesn't matter. As long as you realize, oh, this is what happens when I do this, and this is what happens when I do this, and allow them, some space to make conscious choices. Nowadays, what happens is whether it's parents or all of us, for that matter, teachers, we want them to succeed right at the beginning. We are not allowing space for experimentation and failure. Actually, a little stumble may be required, before they realize, oh, this won't do for me. I need to do this. Then they own it and they do it. Now, you're saying, what did Swamiji say about education? Swamiji said that education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. That means all of us actually born perfect, but we don't know it. And therefore, we are full of fear and ignorance, and we think that we are limited beings and we somehow want to make do. This he called a jellyfish existence, where you just want to somehow manage and not actually realize your whole potential. So, what Swamiji would have liked us to do, Swami Vivekananda is, and he's the youth icon, as you know, what he wanted actually was that each of us to take up one ideal, one main goal which is larger than ourselves, something really worth doing, and give it our all. So, the knowledge that we pick up should go towards us achieving something in life which is really, really lofty, not just managing something, buying a house. All that is fine, that'll all happen, but something worthwhile with this human life. So, knowledge we can collect along the way throughout, whether it's inside a school, outside the school, as we grow from all walks of our life, we can collect knowledge and apply it towards that goal in a very focused manner. Swami Vivekananda wanted a lot of focus on how methods of concentration. Now, Dr. Preeti, do you think that we are spending enough time in schools teaching children how to concentrate?
Now this has begun to the practice of meditation,
The
but
start. It has started.
before it was not there. Yeah.
For many years, for some reason, we did not give it that much importance. And today's world, children are very distracted, right? And we can't blame them. We ourselves are very distracted. So, how do you then achieve excellence without having concentration and focus? So, Swamiji wanted concentration and focus to be, once you learn how to concentrate your mind, he felt that every bit of knowledge that you want will be easily picked up. Instead of going about it the other way, where, without sharpening the tool, the main tool is how to focus, how to concentrate. Without sharpening that, if we start just cramming our heads with some knowledge, that will not serve us. At the right time when we want it, we won't be able to remember it. So basically, we need to sharpen our own tools, sharpen our memory, sharpen our concentration powers. But the whole new vision that we need to look at is knowledge is there in each child. For whatever reasons, there are some barriers which are preventing that child to open up and express themselves. And yes, teachers have a very tough time because they are multitasking and we fully understand how difficult it is for teachers today. It's not easy. However, if they want to make a significant difference, if they really want to be the sort of teacher that they would love to be, then they have to become a facilitator as well. And they will have to facilitate each and every child. It's a lot to do, but each and every child has that perfection sleeping within. We too are actually capable of much more than we have managed, so we need to awaken that giant which is there within us. So education is something which will help us to awaken that. I'm not
Uh,
sure whether I've answered your question, Dr. Preeti.
no, no, you've answered. Yes, we uh, we met, I think, in your program on Awakened Citizen only,
Yeah, yeah,
which we had in our school.
yeah.
Yes, and it really did make a lot of difference in the
Thank you.
students.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, definitely. Ma'am, so what is your message for the youth of today?
See, there's nothing that I can say other than what Swami Vivekananda himself said. He said, be bold, be strong, and be responsible for your own destiny. Don't make too many excuses. All of us have a whole lot of, things which will try to pull us down. Life will try to pull you down sometimes. But you have it within you to be strong, bold, and rise above it. So, the first thing that all of us should do, and especially the youth, is to have their self belief intact. believe in themselves. Now, when you believe in yourself, it doesn't mean that your ego will become very unappealing. No, it just means that you will know that you're capable of a lot, but you'll also know that every other person around you is also capable of a lot. And therefore, you will not feel superior or inferior to anyone. As a human being, you have infinite potential, and so does the other. So, what happens is that there won't be a sense of competition, unnecessary. Of course, small amounts of competition and things like that, but when they're healthy, that's fine. But this jealousy, envy, unhealthy competition, stress, all these things will become very moderate because one, a sense of oneness will develop. A great amount of self belief will be there, knowing that, all right, oh, I admire that person. Maybe I can try something. Let me see. Rather than being jealous and blaming. So, my message, if at all, to youth is this: you have everything within you. Please don't make excuses. It doesn't matter if certain things seem to be not perfect. Life is not perfect, but we can actually do a lot more than we think we can. And time is fleeting. This lifetime may be shorter than you think. So every moment seems to be something which we need to work on. And if you can pick an ideal, something really lofty to work towards, you'll find life very joyous. People will join you. People would love to be part of something which is very large. So if anyone wants to reach out to us, once again, I will be giving you the details, which you could probably put so that people can reach out to us. And we welcome people from all religions, all walks of life. It's a very inclusive approach the Ramakrishna Mission has. And we believe that every single human being is worth much more than they think they are.
Wonderful, wonderful, ma'am, wonderful. Ma'am, slightly different question. So, just curious to know about your interest and hobbies, ma'am.
I am interested, I'm quite curious about doing anything creative. I usually like to do a lot of writing and that sort of thing. But now I'm moving into music and art, even though I know I'm not necessarily talented in it. I'm doing anything that gives me joy now rather than worry about uh, how good it is. I'm more interested in what makes me feel good rather than the output. That let it take its own time. So, although what I have been doing all these years is mostly, um, uh, in some ways, you can call it intellectual, like reading and writing. Now I'm moving into writing a few poems, drawing, and learning new languages, learning how to connect with people who are very different from me, and so on. Traveling, of course, all these things.
Beautiful, ma'am. Beautiful. Beautiful knowing you and the Ramakrishna Mission as well. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the Star Talks, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Preeti. All the very best for your endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear audience, for being with us in this lovely chat today. Tomorrow again, I will come back with another personality who has inspired my life. Good day to all of you. Thank you.